How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scarlet, and welcome to PokeForward. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some new Pokemon rumors, leaks, all stuff like that. So let's get right into it. Starting things off with this post by Centro. Now, Centro is sharing information that was posted by a different person, but if you don't know who Centro are, they're just an aggregator of leaks and information. They don't actually provide any leaks of their own. It's more just aggregating information. By the way, they say new Scarlet and Violet DLC leak via Ku, and if you don't know who Ku is this person right here. We're going to talk about him in a second, but he's basically a legitimate leaker. Now, Paradox Suicune will have one of these three body types. Neither Paradox Suicune nor Paradox Virizion will look like the sketches in the Scarlet and Violet book. They are different. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, we're going to get into specifically this as we go and take a look at Ku's post. But if you don't know what these are like 4 different body shapes for what a Pokemon could look like, right? And the problem with these 4 body shapes is these were used as an example, like back in last year before Scarlet and Violet came out. This is what was used as a way to kind of hint towards us what certain Pokemon would look like, you know, certain starters and stuff like that. By the way, here's what he says. Which shape is PS? Now, PS is, the Paradox Suicune and Paradox, Virizion and whatnot. But he says, which shape is PS? So Paradox Suicune, I'm guessing. And then he says, do you remember this? After ruling out one incorrect option, is it getting clearer to you now? So you definitely would notice that that what they look in the game is different from what they got depicted with those sketches. Getting intrigued, huh? So what does he talk about with sketches? Well, those sketches that he's referring to is the ones that we saw earlier, right? We've seen these mentioned before, and I'm going to see if I can just show you an example of those sketches if you guys haven't already seen them. Just gotta find them real quick here. Make sure you guys see what we're talking about. So there is one of the sketches, right? Here is what one of those Paradox Suicune in this case looks like in the sketch. What he's implying right here, it's massive, is that they won't look like that. They won't be on all fours like we see in that photo, right? Or it won't look just like this. It won't look just like, oh hey, here's basically a merger of Raikou, Suicune and Entei into one on all fours. Instead, it might be a Pokemon that's standing on 2 legs. It might have wings like this and flying, or it might be humanoid, which I really hope it isn't, but apparently that's what we're being told right here, is that based on those sketches, the sketches we've seen in the actual game, this right here is not what they will look like, which is massive news, okay? This is genuinely massive information. I know some of you might be a little bit confused. What does it even mean? Why is it even important? Well, because this sketch is actually in the game. What you see right here, this sketch is actually in the game. And it's obviously supposed to be Suicune. Just with a head shape, you can instantly tell it's some version of Suicune. But what this leak is implying is that this isn't even what it looks like. This is fake, more or less. This depiction right here isn't even real. It's not genuine, okay? It's actually a fake, which is crazy, because that leads us into what could the possibilities be then? Which of the options could it actually be? What are the possibilities? Also, sick art there from I don't know, it's a commission somebody got. But either way, now let's get into the actual post here from Soul Silver. It says, spoilery, so who thinks it will look like this? Wild. And basically, he said here, PS is probably PD Paradox Suicune, as Ku previously used the same abbreviation for a riddle we all took as PD Suicune. So which of these could it be? Hard to say, but old Suicune is the bottom left. So could be the same or could be the opposite. My guess is never underestimate Game Freak's logic. And then he says, also, by this logic, these two probably don't look like their depictions either. However, it's important to note that the paradoxes are imagined sketches, while the disc Pokemon is fully inked on a different page. So this is intriguing, to say the least, okay? Basically, it implies that what we see in the sketches isn't 100% real. It is a depiction of what the possibility could be. And interestingly, Poke Mythologist here says, or Myth Poke here, basically comes and says, it seems to me that the image they've shown us of the 3 Scarlet and Violet legendaries rather shows us a phenomena related to its emergence, which was what Heath saw. A complete solar eclipse, rough seas, planets/stars, clearer due to the eclipse, gravitational lensing, the big lizard head, and the crown. Basically, kind of a combo of all these things happening all at once. And interestingly, this photo right here, you guys can see this one up here with this, with the giant planets and the boats kind of crashing in the ocean. Interestingly, that's a photo that's in one of the episodes of the Pokemon anime recently, when Ash was kind of finishing his journey, was kind of hinting at that, which is, again, very interesting. We continue on though, and we continue on to the next post, which is also another theory about this coming to us from Umino Tami, who says that the Paradox Suicune can fly like an osprey, swing into ribbons, which I think will be interesting, because basically he says, do you remember this after rolling out some of the incorrect options? Is it getting clear to you now? So you definitely would notice that the they look in-game is different from what they get depicted with those sketches. Getting intrigued yet? Well, if it is possibly supposed to be some sort of flying mechanism to it, it would be interesting, because the depiction makes it look like the ancient Pokemon, which would make also sense. Virizion does fit more as a futuristic Pokemon, but could it be the other way around and the depictions aren't even correct in that sense? Who knows? We'll have to wait and actually see. Because again, it's a lot of stuff here, and it all connects back to that third legendary, all the stuff about that bad boy. And there is, of course, more stuff that's been posted by Soul. If you guys, just look at what he has to say about this kind of stuff, I highly recommend that, because he posts a bunch of these things. But yeah, he's been kind of going in, especially on this post right here. I think is an intriguing one, which is, just saw this, and I really like the simplicity of just recreating what looks to be the actual disc Pokemon. To be honest, this is how I've always seen it, but ironically, it'll most likely look different than how it's depicted. Still, I love this, and it's interesting he posted this, because literally the depiction is probably not what, like, the actual image we've seen here. This giant egg looking thing is not even what this thing is going to look like, most likely. This is just a general concept. And what I like about this kind of drawing here is that it gives it this kind of lizard design, and we've been speculating it's going to be a lizard as a third legendary for a long time, right? For ages. If you look at this kind of sketch here, that uses part of that design from the giant egg, third legendary. This one actually kind of does look like a lizard, first of all, and two, that bottom, like that part of its like back actually looks like the Paldean crater, right? Like it sticks out like that, which is interesting. And another thing I want to point out that I don't know if a lot of people have mentioned, which is, of course, we have talked about the fact that the third like legendary, this egg, that it's most likely some kind of almost parasite that's almost infected Earth, and that's why the crystals are doing their thing. But what I almost feel like we're seeing with this depiction here, in a weird way, is like this creature has crashed into Earth, and the reason we don't see the hexagons past like that section in like the middle there is because the depiction is showing the spread as far as we know it's gotten, right? The crystal like parasite, how far it's spread so far. That's why the hexagons stop there for a while, and they'll keep going, because we've already seen in Paldea itself that the crystals that are farther north are actually dead. Like they're dark colored, and they just don't have that like glow that the other ones have, which would imply that they just aren't alive anymore. They are just simply aren't exuding any connection to the third legendary, which I think could imply that this image is supposed to depict how this creature basically sprouts out of Paldea and kind of spreads itself out, but it doesn't go all around the planet. It doesn't spread all around the world. That's why the phenomena only stays there. It stays in Paldea, which I think is an interesting point to go on. But again, it is intriguing. I want to see what this could lead into. There's a lot of possibilities with this. Again, a lot of theories. Here's another one from Umino Tami, who says opinion about the Paradox Suicune and Paradox Virizion. And then basically that one could be an ancient paradox, all in the form of dinosaurs. So Hunchback, which, yes, I could see that being the case. And this one could have, like, Virizion could get wings, because it already kind of has almost like wing-shaped. Like, even its head, it looks like kind of like a jet plane almost. So I could see this one gaining wings. I could definitely see it gaining proper wings, like big boy wings. I could definitely see that happening. And over here, I can see where they can go with Suicune being, like, on two legs and kind of, like, standing like this, almost like a dino. I could see that happening, but again, it's all speculation as of right now. We'll have to wait and see what actually happens with the genuine thing once it like releases and all that, because there is still some time to go until then, okay? We've still got loads of time until then. But yeah, either way. So again, I want to just hear what you guys' thoughts and opinions are on this, because it is genuinely an intriguing situation. It's just an intriguing time to be a Pokemon fan. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's an intriguing time to just be excited for Pokemon. Again, we have Pokemon Day literally in a week's time. Like, from today until next week, there's exactly like 7 days to go, which is perfect amount of time for us to get excited, ready, prepared, if you want to call it, for all the stuff that's coming, right? Because there is definitely loads of great things coming for Pokemon Day. We are expecting a mystery dungeon game, to happen. That's one of the things. We've got, of course, the DLC most likely happening as well. A potential new game as well is another one that we've talked about. There is a potential that like there might be a whole new Pokemon, spin-off game, which we don't really know exactly what's going to be in there. Like, we don't really know exactly what could be in that one. but based on the stuff we've heard, based on the things we've seen, there's a lot of possibilities. So yeah, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on all of this. There is a lot of stuff to go through. Like I said, Pokemon Day is so close, so DLC is definitely, hopefully, coming our way. Maybe some great new spin-offs, 1 or 2, maybe, brand new spin-offs. And of course, the big one that a lot of people want to see, the massive one that I think loads of you guys are excited for and genuinely want to see, is them bringing the Generation 1 to Generation 3 games to the Game Boy Advance emulator on Nintendo Switch Online. I think a lot of people want to see that because that's something that's been speculated like crazy. A lot of people want to have that. I personally want to have that, but again, there's no guarantees for that at the moment. We're going to quickly check, though, if there's anything on r/PokeLeaks, because that place has some stuff, too, sometimes, but as of right now, it looks like it's pretty much just most of the stuff we've already talked about. Of course, the 1.2 version update came out for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We're hoping there's going to be another one to patch even more of the issues in the games, but we're going to have to wait and see how that, pans out as we go. So yeah, for now, ladies and gents, that's pretty much it. I want to thank you all for watching. Let's see if the third legendary is going to be a giant turtle that has crystals on it. We'll see. We'll see. It's all up for debate. And of course, what is, Paradox Virizion and Paradox Suicune going to look like? Is it going to be, and I want you guys to actually comment this down below. We're going to actually have the image up real quick just to show you the examples. So, if you look at these options right here, which of these do you guys personally think is most likely to be happening? So if we take Paradox Suicune, comment that down below. Which one of these shapes is it? Is it shape like, let's take, so this would be shape A, shape B, shape C, and shape D. We know for a fact that it will not be this one, shape C. We know that for a fact, like 100% confirmed, that's not going to be that one for Paradox Suicune. But which one of these do you think is the possibility for those two? Which one of these three? So I guess, is it A, B, or D, right? Because C, it could still happen, but maybe a little bit differently than we expect. But we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support on PokeForward. We're almost at 1.5k subs, which is amazing. I'm going to be trying to push this year maybe to 10,000 subs if we can. That would be really awesome. That would be the goal for the year. If we can hit it, it would be genuinely fantastic and appreciated. So make sure to subscribe, leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Of course, we're going to be doing stuff. We're going to be live streaming the Pokemon. Let me think. We're going to be doing the live stream of the Pokemon Day, and we're also going to be, just doing loads of content more on here going forward. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.